Coming up on This Week in the NPSL, the Great Lakes race continues where AFC Ann Arbor has been in control, but the men from the Motor City made a move this weekend. In the West, teams trying to keep their playoff hopes alive meet in the Bay Area. In the Northeast, the Electric City Shock look to take care of business at home to keep pace in the Keystone playoff battle. And in the South, both Miami franchises look to continue their hot play in the Sunshine. Highlights, scores, standings, and our MITRE Player of the Week are next. Welcome inside our studios for the latest offering of This Week in the NPSL. I'm your host, Paul Boron, and we start in the Midwest, where in the Great Lakes Conference, AFC Ann Arbor continues to show why they're one of the best teams in the league. But Detroit City isn't far behind them in the power rankings and are looking to make up ground in the conference. And they played two key matches last weekend, starting Friday in Motown. The usual big enthusiastic crowd on hand Friday night as City hosted their neighbors to the west, although things were not so neighborly. Bakey Goodman fouled by a Kalamazoo player. Roddy Green comes in and shoves the Kalamazoo player after the whistle. Later in the match, Roddy Green is denied by Kalamazoo. But he wouldn't be denied in the 30th minute. Off of the assist by Bakey Goodman, Roddy Green puts it away. Kalamazoo looking for the equalizer. Colin Miller able to make the save, and Spencer Glass heading it off the line. In the 48th minute, Jay McIntosh finishing off a rebound given up by Miller for the goal. 67th minute, off of the corner kick by Tyrone Mondi. Elijah Rice goes and gets it and puts it away. Detroit City wins 2-1, follows it up with a 2-1 win on Sunday against Milwaukee. Wednesday night in Duluth, Duluth FC hosting Dakota Fusion FC. When these two met earlier this month, Duluth rolled 6-0 in Fargo. Dakota Fusion would get on the board first in this one, 7 minutes into the game. Jack Hartley finding Jade Johnson up top, one-on-one against the defender, and Johnson brings the ball down and beats the defender and the keeper. Then Johnson again, this time intercepting the pass, taking the touch around the defender, but the goalie makes a great save getting off his line and saving Duluth being down 2 goals. Johnson bringing the heat to Duluth's defensive line. He gets a ball from captain Zahir Al-Abbasi and then beats 2 defenders only to chip it over the goalie and hit the crossbar before Keeson struck the rebound. The goalie makes the save again. Duluth finally on the board in the 70th minute when they break down the Fusion's defensive pressure and find Kyle Farrar in the box, who makes it 1-1. 8 minutes after Farrar's goal, the Fusion respond. Ball launched to the right side to Isaac. He takes a touch, dances with the defender before Duluth can get men behind the ball. It was in the net. Fusion again this time 2-on-1 against the Duluth defender, and Mohamed Bangura taking his time to try and finish, but the Duluth goalie makes the save, but Fusion wins it 2-1. So in the East Conference, AFC Cleveland gets both ends of the home-and-home with Fort Pitt. Erie is still on top, but they've only played 6 matches. Med City gets 2 wins to extend their lead over VSLT. LC Aris gets their first positive result as they draw with Sioux Falls. And Detroit City's strong weekend gets them a little closer, but AFC Ann Arbor rolled 5-0 at home to stay in charge. So that's the story in the Midwest. When we come back, we'll check in on the West region, where things have changed atop the Northwest standings. But in the Golden Gate Conference, time is running out for teams looking to stake their postseason claim. 2 of those teams squared off Saturday, and those highlights are next.
Keep up to date on NPSL with scores, schedules, stats, and exclusive content on NPSL.com. Visit NPSL.com to browse our dedicated ticket platform, read up on NPSL Spotlight, and view the latest episode of This Week in the NPSL.
Welcome back to the show, and we check in on the West region where we are in the final days of the season. And in the Golden Gate Conference, East Bay FC Stompers with 10 points and Sonoma County Soul with 11 points are looking up in the standings at Sacramento. All three are looking to secure that second playoff spot. The Stompers looking to get the win and set up a season-ending must-win match between them and Sacramento Gold FC, but it was all Sonoma County Soul, wasting no time jumping all over East Bay. In the 7th minute, Ryan Rohane redirects a corner kick from Diego Lopez into the net, and the Soul lead 1-0. Omar Nuno gets his head on a cross in the 28th minute, flicks it in, and Sonoma County doubles its lead to 2-0. In the 36th minute, it's Lopez again. This time he gets the ball behind the East Bay defense, slides it past goalkeeper Marcus Rojas for the 3-0 lead. And then in the 40th minute, Rojas trying to stop the bleeding for East Bay. He's a perfect 3 for 3 on penalty kicks this year as he stops another one, stopping Brenton Frame's penalty kick. But that was one of the lone highlights for the Stompers. The Soul get one more in the 78th minute. Lopez running onto a perfectly played ball, and he finishes icing the cake for Sonoma in a 4-0 victory. With those victories, Riverside Coros and FC Arizona are now set for their season-ending showdown next week in Riverside. Outside of the playoff battle in the Golden Gate Conference, congrats to Napa Valley 1839 FC for their first victory of the season, and they beat the conference champs. And in the Northwest, Kitsap's win moves them to first, while Pierce County FC's first win knocks PDX FC out of the top spot. When we come back on This Week in the NPSL, we go to the Northeast where TSF FC continues their hot play. Could they make it 3 wins in a row Saturday night? Highlights are next.
MITRE is the official ball supplier of the National Premier Soccer League. Visit www.mitre-usa.com for more information. That's www.mitre-usa.com.
Time for Northeast Region action, where in the Atlantic Blue, the story has been the Elm City Express and the Brooklyn Italians. But here comes TSF FC as they look for yet another win at home against the Phantoms of SEACOAST United. TSF FC hosting SEACOAST United Phantoms, both teams taking the field, and in the 31st minute, SEACOAST recovering the ball, finding Chris Pinkham in a one-on-one situation, and he finds the back of the net. It's 1-0 Phantoms. 6 minutes later, a defense-splitting pass by SEACOAST United, finding Garrett Lilly, who lost the ball over the onrushing keeper, and it's 2-0. But TSF responds in the second half. 50th minute, SEACOAST United scrambling to defend, but David Mintz is able to shoot and cut the lead in half. It's 2-1. 62nd minute, excellent combination passes by TSF to find Steven Zamudio, who is able to get a perfect ball across to Almir Batista, who gives a great heading pass to Richie Berry, who ties it up 2-2. TSF fans happy with the draw. Electric City Shock hosting Greater Binghamton FC on Saturday, 29th minute. Brandon Smalley with the assist to Mike Bazadona, and it's 1-0 Shock. Later, Greater Binghamton thought they had this game tied, but it was disallowed on the offside call. Electric City adds to their lead in the second half on this goal by Eric Casterline in the 50th minute. Blake Hammer does the rest to preserve the clean sheet and give the homestanding Shock a 2-0 win. That is the second draw between Bucksmont and Westchester United in the last few weeks, and that coupled with New Jersey Copa's tie with Clarkstown SC is showing how even this conference really is. In the Mid-Atlantic, FC Frederick suffers their first loss. In the Atlantic White, Kingston Stockade FC's win and Boston City FC's loss is creating some separation at the top, while in the blue, Elm City opens their margin as the leaders of the conference with their 2 wins and the Brooklyn loss. Time for a quick timeout and time to hydrate as we head to the hot south. Where in the sunshine, both Miami teams have been red hot all season, even before the summer temps moved in. Would their scorching play continue? Find out.
SoccerStub is the official ticket provider of the NPSL and powers the league ticket platform. Support live local soccer by visiting tickets.npsl.com to find tickets to NPSL matches near you directly from NPSL teams.
Back on This Week in the NPSL, I'm your host Paul Boron. Time to head to South Florida, where Miami Fusion FC is the top-ranked team in the league power rankings. They look to cement that ranking and open ground over their rivals from Miami United, as Miami Fusion FC hosts Crazy United Saturday afternoon. Miami was already on the board on a David Ochoa goal that held all the way to the 74th minute, but Crazy United's Bryce Folensby steps to the spot and ties it at 1. 3 minutes later, the Fusion looking to answer, but they are denied. In the 83rd minute, Crazy United turns it over, and look how quickly Miami is countering. Ball ends up with Victor Cardoso, who beats the keeper on the near post. Miami Fusion FC stay on top in the sunshine with a 2-1 win. Miami United looking to keep pace as they visited Boca Raton FC. Great chance in the 31st minute, but Matias Menza can't put it away from point-blank range. 62nd minute, this dangerous cross by United punched away by Boca keeper Leonardo Tavares. Still scoreless to the 75th minute. Miami United breaks through off of the corner. The ball finds its way to Daniel Navarro on the far post. He puts it away, and Miami United beats Boca 1-0. Tropical Storm Cindy had blown through South Louisiana and gave way to a beautiful night at Pan American Stadium. And it was a beautiful start for Memphis, and in the 13th minute, they break through. Damian Austin comes back post and hammers the header home to make it 1-0. Score stays 1-0 until the 55th minute, when on the free kick, the red-hot John Evans hammers the free kick through the Memphis wall for the equalizer. 6 minutes later, off the throw-in, the ball finds its way to Chase Rushing. A week ago, he was robbed in the closing seconds against Memphis, but not denied this week as he heads it home to give New Orleans a 2-1 lead. But Memphis levels things in the 72nd minute, again off a corner kick, and this time it's Andrew Forrest coming right up the middle and burying the header to make it 2-2. 84th minute, off of a corner kick of their own, Adam Torres settles and drops it into the box to Evans. He collects it and fires it into the back of the net, and it's 3-2 Jesters. 3 minutes later, Memphis appears to tie it again off of the free kick, but the referee was still dealing with the New Orleans wall, so the goal is disallowed, and the Jesters escape with 3 points. So Dallas City hasn't lost in a month and suddenly are closing in on Little Rock, while Tulsa's 2 losses drops them into 4th place. Dutch Lions win and Midland Odessa's loss means there's a new leader in the Lone Star. New Orleans leads the Southeast, but it will be a test for them to stay there. They play 3 matches in 5 days, including a makeup Monday night against Inter Nashville, who is equal to the Jesters in wins and draws. And in the sunshine, it's all about Miami, and Jacksonville's draw with Beaches FC doesn't help them in that chase. Back now to the Heartland Conference, where FC Wichita continues to hold the lead, and they have a goal differential of 11. That is best in the conference. Part of the reason for that number is our MITRE Player of the Week. It is Matt Clare, who on Saturday spelled the demise of the visitors to Wichita, scoring twice in the second half in their 4-0 win over Demise NPSL. Matt is the son of a former pro, John Clare, and has spent time in the USL, NASL, indoor soccer, and of course now is a member of FC Wichita, where he is this week's MITRE Play of the Week. And Matt and his teammates square off against Demise NPSL again this week. We'll have the results of that match, plus all of our other highlights from around the league. And don't forget to keep up to date on everything going on in the NPSL at NPSL Soccer and at pboron88. We hope to see you right here next week on This Week in the NPSL.